So today I'll show you how to make your very own simple ear warmer. And I am going to use the I Love This yarn in the color Jelly Bean. And we are going to use a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. So the first thing you are going to do is start with 65 chains. So we'll start that. 65 chains, or however many fits comfortably around your head when you try it on. So I will just start with the chains. And I will meet you back here when I have 65. So now we will just do our half double crochets down this row. And we will go into the second chain from your hook and go in. And we'll just make our half double crochets all the way down. All right, so yarn over your hook, then into the chain, yarn over again and pull through. And then since this is a half double, we will be going over our hook and through all three of those loops on the hook. So yarn over, into the chain, yarn over, pull through, so you have 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. And that is your half double crochet. So we will be doing that all the way down this row. And I'll meet you back here. All right, so I've got my half double crochet right here. And so the next thing we're going to do is chain 2 and turn. And now this is going to be the back of the ear warmer. So we will be doing, all right, so for our next row, we want to do our 2 chains. And then I always have to double check this if I do the front loop or the back loop for the back of the project. And we'll be doing the front loop so that you see the ribbed pattern on the right side. And since we are working on the wrong side, we'll be using the front loop. So when we go over our hook, instead of going through these 2 right here, instead of going through both of those, we will just go through this front one, just the front one, and then over your hook as usual and pull it through. So you have 3 loops on your hook and then over and pull through again. That is a front loop half double crochet. So we'll do that again. And now if you see the V there, we want to make sure we only go into one of those. We do not want to go into both because we only want the front loop. So we'll go over and into the front loop here, just that front one, over and pull through, and pull through again, over through just this front loop here, over and pull through, and pull through again, over through the front loop, over and pull through again. So if you look at this side, at your front side, you'll notice that there is kind of like a ribbing there that's starting to form. So it gives the crochet almost a knit look there by doing just the front and back loop half double crochets. All right, so we'll do that again. Over through the front loop, over and pull through, then over and pull through all 3. Over through the front loop, over and pull through all 3. This just gives your project a little more of a ribbed look, or kind of like stripes, as if you are almost knitting instead of crocheting. Like, all right, as you can kind of see there with the orange one, you can see those, you see the V shapes from the stitches there. Kind of gives it a nice look and makes it more stretchy too. So we'll just go over and through the front loop and over through the front loop there. And always make sure that you are just going through the one loop here. So go in between those two there and not through both. So in between the V and through and pull through. All right, and I'm going to pause there and just continue down the rest of the row, and I'll meet you right back here. All right, I am back, and now that we have our front loop half double crochets, we are going to turn, chain 2, and do our back loop half double crochets, which to me is a little easier just because to me it's just more simple to go into that back loop than the front one. But you know, that's up to you to decide which one you like better. So with the back loop, we just do the same as we did on the other side, but the opposite. So we'll go over our hook, and this time we're going to go into the back of that V shape there. So we're not going into the front this time, we're going into the back one. And yarn over and pull through. And again, and that is a back loop half double crochet. And we'll do that a few more times. Go over our hook, and or in the middle of that V there and on the top, go into the back and pull through, around and pull through, all three. So we go around the hook and in through the top of the stitch. Instead of going like this, we will go through top, through the back, over the hook and pull through, over the hook and pull all through those. So once you get the hang of it, it goes a lot faster. And then before you know it, you'll have, I think it's about 10 rows altogether to have the ear warmer long enough to cover your ears. So at least the one that I had done in orange and black, I believe, was about 10 rows. So that's what I will do here. And I will also switch colors too, just to show you how that's done in case you want your ear warmer to be more than one color, which is kind of cool, especially if you know you're trying to use up some of your yarn, or you just like colors like I do. I love colors and sparkles. Of course, you guys know that I love sparkles. So I will be making this ear warmer with this sparkle yarn and another one also. I haven't decided yet if I want to use the ivory and gold sparkle or the multicolored Christmas yarn, the red, white, and green one with the silver sparkle, which might look nice with the green also. So I'll see what I feel like doing once I get to that point. All right, and see, you can start seeing how there's that kind of rib design there. It's kind of nice, looks more like knitting than crochet there. And the way that the sparkles come out too, that looks really nice also. The yarn is still definitely soft enough to put it on your skin, against your skin. So that's good, because that can be a problem with yarn that is metallic or sparkly, is that the the metallic thread can make it feel a little more rough than it should be, just because that is not acrylic, or whatever material they use for the yarn itself. All right, so we've got some more back loop half doubles to do. And when I am done, I will meet you back here. All right, and now that I am almost at the end of my row, I will show you how to change colors. So I've got my red right here, and I am going to go into the next stitch as if I'm going to make a stitch. And instead of finishing it with the green, I will take my red here and pull it through all of those loops. And then we just pull the green tighter, and I can make my last stitch with the red, and that will hold it in place. And now I can turn. And now I can start the next row with the red. And remember, on the front of our project, we want to be going into the back loop. Since we have the ridges on this side, we want to make sure that we go into the front loop here. We want to make sure we go into the back loop on this side, since it is the one with the ridges on it. And now we will just be continuing this until I have about 10 rows, and then I will meet you back here and show how to finish it. All right, so when your ear warmer is as long as you need it to be, the next step that we do is we will cut off the yarn, and we can just finish it off here, as you usually would. And you can either sew these two sides together as you would if you just wanted it to be a circle, or if you want to do one of those trendy twists that you see, you want to make sure that the right side is facing you, and then you take your two ends and you fold them so that you have the open side of the fold facing each other, and you fold them together, and then you take one of the tails and you will stitch it up, and once you fold it over, you will have that twist in the middle, and that is how you make an ear warmer. So I'll show you how to do the sewing up the middle here. So I'll just take one of our tails here because that's easier. And we'll just thread our needle. Oh, of course it just decides to unravel a little there to make it more difficult. So, okay, we are going to thread our needle, and making sure that folded it correctly with the two sides. Make sure that the right side is facing up, and we take two sides, fold them into each other. And now we take our yarn and we are just going to go through all of those layers there and just go back and forth a few times, making sure that you go through every layer there. And then once we've done that, you can bind off your tail, and when you unfold it, you'll see that it is now twisted in the middle. All right, and I'll show you now that it is now twisted in the middle. So you have that nice twist if you want it. You can also leave the twist out if you just want a flat headband. And I'll just show you the Halloween one too. So they're pretty simple. You can just make them in different colors for each holiday or whatever colors you'd like. So that was my tutorial for a earband or ear warmer, and I'll see you next time.